Good evening to everybody. How are you tonight? Great, great. We are so glad you are here. My name is Doug Wayner. I'm the principal of the middle school here, and we have a wonderful evening planned for you. So we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome families, friends, and staff members to the promotion ceremony for Brentwood Middle School class of 2025. Tonight, we will celebrate the accomplishments and look forward to the new challenges and opportunities that await us. Throughout the program, we will share some reflections on the moments that led us to tonight's promotion. No one told me what middle school was like. In fact, on the first day of middle school, my parents just sent me off with a good luck, good day, goodbye, and $5 for lunch, which, by the way, was my hard-earned laborious dishwashing money. Then they zoomed away, fleeing twice as fast as when we arrived. Making friends and navigating the ginormous maze-like building, that was my problem now. Needless to say, middle school was a recipe for disaster. You barely even know me, but before we start, I would like to thank Michael Kilday. Seriously, Michael, my dad, my oblivious first-grade sister, and I would have never found the entry doors without you. Let me add that we showed up 20 minutes early and spent all of it opening 4 different doors. I didn't even know that many emergency exits existed. You helped us a lot. You were riding a bike. My first impression of Brentwood Middle School was, this is a ginormous maze-like building. Luckily, most of my classes were in this mile-long hallway, and luckily, my tour guide is nice. I love you, Zoe. I got a small, tight locker that got stuck every time I used it. It could barely fit all my school necessities, but to be fair, I'd overpacked. I remember clearly the night before, my mom said, "Chloe, do you have all your supplies?" Chloe answered with a hesitant yes. Eager to be in the conversation, I asked, "Am I going to school? Did I get accepted?" My mom looked at me with dull, dead eyes. Yeah. After that line, sleep had never been so hard to catch. However, everyone was so nice and supportive. I had good news to bring to my parents when they asked about my day. Little did I know, the testing season was approaching. Dreadful times. In middle school, testing happens almost every quarter. I remember back in elementary school when we got tested on easy things, like how butterflies became butterflies, or what letter comes after R. Now, we're getting questions on Common Sense by Thomas Paine. Who's that? And if it wasn't bad enough, the teachers would provide us with homework, which was sometimes worse than the actual test, especially when assignments piled up. Then, one could say that I'm a bit of a procrastinator. I don't even want to talk about finals, or end of course exams, or my GPA. When I think about middle school, I can't help but think about after-school activities. Since 13 or 14-year-olds are too old for Girl Scouts, I participated in other things. One club I joined was theater, and it was spectacular. At first, it took time, but eventually, everyone there felt like family. And most importantly, I found something that I love to do. I owe everything to Miss Carmody and Bridget. Did you notice the black-haired figure zooming across the stage during last year's Frozen play? Yep, that was me, holding a flowy white ribbon. But we don't talk about the time I totally bombed a move during the second show. Still, drama was the perfect escape from stress. Over the past 2 years, I learned that middle school makes you grow, not just academically, though I do thank my math teachers for showing me how strangely important the alphabet is in math. I learned that lockers get jammed when you shove too much stuff in them. Those tests are easier when you study. Avoiding deadlines isn't a valid excuse for completing an assignment. Sleep isn't optional, and friends are easier when you take the first step. Middle school pushes you to be more mature. It helps you figure out your interests, your hobbies, challenges, and yourself. Before middle school, I thought it was a recipe for disaster, just like in the movies. Now, I realize that recipe is everywhere. You just have to learn how to conquer it. And that's what I'm doing right now, conquering my fear of public speaking by sharing my story with you. Last but not least, thank you to Mr. Ryan, my English teacher, who has a great sense of humor and always finds a way to entertain a classroom, even with the most boring of subjects. Thank you to Dr. Schmidt, who believed in the power of a growth mindset. His enthusiasm and positivity influenced everyone around him. Some people don't like math, but Miss Hardy never failed us. She brought energy and entertaining games into the classroom. We were tricked into having fun while learning real math. I never considered myself a history person, but Miss Seaver, she made every project, every reading, and every DBQ enjoyable. I know who Thomas Paine is now. I especially love the unit about the Salem witch trials. I would like to thank Ms. Pfeiffer. Her class was the most fun. We built moving butterflies with motors, coded on microbits, diagnosed diseases, and so much more. Big thanks to Ms. Williamson. I think I understood science more clearly because of her. Her teaching methods, the experiments, and her overall energy made me look forward to every A-Day. And thank you to all my classmates, whom without I wouldn't be me. And finally, thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Please welcome Dr. Wayner to the stage for the principal's remarks.
As I prepared for my remarks for this class, I always try to make my remarks very specific to the kids that are in front of me. And I was thinking about, ironically, when I applied for the job here as principal, that I went through like the first round of the interviews, and I asked them the question, hey, if I was lucky enough to get hired for this position, what would you recommend? And the people went around and they said, make sure you know the students, make sure you know the kids. They said those sort of typical things. And then I had this one person on the committee who stopped and was just quiet. And she said, just have fun. And I remember thinking, yeah, just have fun. And the reason that I bring that up is because this class, in my opinion, is one class that likes to have fun and does a good job at it. There's three things really that I wanted to talk to you tonight about, all stories related to how wonderful this group of young people are. The first is how funny they are. The second is how friendly they are. And the third one is sort of how they are more than happy. They're very sensitive and very feeling. So the first story that I wanted to tell around the idea of being funny was there was basically we were at 8th grade camp this year. There was a spare time, like we had extra time that we didn't think we would have. And so a lot of times middle school kids will ask what to do, not this group. This group takes every moment and makes something fun out of it. And so within about 5 or 10 minutes, I looked over at the group. They were all playing around, and I said, what are you all doing? And they said, we're playing sharks and minnows. And I said, sharks and minnows? I'm like, that game that they teach you in elementary school. And they're like, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. And I said, are you enjoying it? And they're like, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. So that just really says something about their character. It doesn't matter when they learn this game or how old they were. If it's fun, they want to do it. The second thing, too, and those of you who read the bulletin, you may have read this in the last couple of weeks. This was during lunch at one point when I walked around and I saw a table that was all devouring some popcorn on the table. And I went up to the table and I said, the popcorn was spread out all over the entire table. And I said, what's going on here? And they said, well, we've got a challenge, Dr. Wayner. And I said, oh, well, what is that? And they said, well, we've been challenged to see if we can eat all this popcorn with a fork in 5 minutes or less. So all of the kids are trying simultaneously, and by the way, they did it successfully. Friendly is the second word when I think about this class, how friendly they are. True story, so my birthday was on a Saturday, and a student in this audience emailed me on Saturday and said, hey, I wanted somebody to acknowledge you on your actual day of your birthday, so I wanted to make sure that you got this. And so in school, we'll celebrate the Saturday birthdays on Friday. True story, that was in my inbox. The other story I wanted to tell is that we have a student here at our school, who we're very lucky to have here, who is fluent in Turkish and came to the school pretty new and learning the language. We had a student in here in this 8th grade group who learned on their own, without being asked, learned to say hello in Turkish, goodbye in Turkish, and how are you in Turkish, so that she could correspond with this student, all on her own. So that gives you an idea of just the character of the class. Last two things I wanted to mention are the feeling part. I'm still wowed by this because I thought it was just really impressive. It spoke a lot. At the beginning of the year, when we do cafeteria protocols, it's very hard for the sixth grade just because it just takes them a long time. It's all new, right? You got to get in line, you got to do it this way, et cetera, et cetera. And usually it takes a long time for them to get it. They were trying to get everything ready, and our eighth graders, who were leaders of the whole school, just sat and patiently waited for them to get it. They didn't yell, they didn't cut, they didn't do anything but wait patiently, almost like an adult would be with a child. And it was this wonderful moment when I said, this is one incredible class. And they did that all week until the sixth graders got it. And then, of course, the last thing I want to mention with the feeling part is I was absolutely floored and taken aback. I went back, there's an eighth grade section in the cafeteria where the eighth graders eat, and I went back there one time, and there was a seat at a table. And somehow I brought up something about the seat, and the kid said, hey, Dr. Wayner, you have to leave that seat there. That's Sean's seat. So our beloved Sean Banks, who had passed away, they had kept his seat open, so no one sat in it for the duration of the year. So that's just how kind this group is. So in conclusion, I just want to say to this group, as you move forward, continue to be friendly. You already are. Continue to feel. It's important. And most of all, have fun. And to wrap up the speech, I wanted you all to see a little bit of how they made me laugh this year. So for Principal Appreciation Day, this is what the kids made for me. Give them a round of applause. As if I needed to be taller. They had, all their names are on this, and they put it together and gave it to me on Principal Appreciation Day. So this is a wonderful class. You all have already been successful. Continue doing what you do. Thank you. Next up is Miss Ariel.
When I walked through the sixth grade, when I walked through the doors of BMS as a sixth grader, I felt like I had stepped into another universe. Everything was bigger, louder, faster, and scarier. I didn't know where to sit at lunch, who to talk to in the halls, or how to handle the whirlwind of feelings that came with growing up. I remember standing outside the classroom, backpack clenched in my fist, silently hoping someone would smile at me or say hi. I was scared, quiet, and unsure where I fit in. In sixth grade, Miss Q was the person who made it all different. Science felt impossible to me, confusing, fast-paced, and overwhelming. But Miss Q never gave up on me. She always took the time to break things down so I could understand. She helped me find the courage to raise my hand, to ask questions, and to speak up when I felt unsure. She helped me through some of my insecure times, and I honestly don't know what sixth grade would have looked like without her. Then seventh grade, math, my forever struggle. Miss Seller stepped in like a light in a dark room. She made math easier to understand, took the time to work through problems with me, and gave me the patience I always didn't give myself. Because of her, I didn't just survive math. I started to believe I could be better at it. Eighth grade brought new challenges and new people who stood beside me. Miss Seaver became someone I could go to when I needed to talk or just need a moment to breathe. She helped make eighth grade feel like a safe place, somewhere I didn't have to pretend I was okay if I wasn't. She got it, she got me. One memory I'll never forget is 8th grade camp. I was nervous. I was nervous about being away from home and worried I mess up or embarrass myself. I remember standing at the rock climbing wall, thinking, there is no way I can make it all the way up there. I could hear all my classmates cheering me on. Even more powerful than reaching the top was helping others who were scared just like I have been. Eighth grade, my 8th grade camp experience allowed me to learn. I didn't need to be like everyone else. I just needed to be like myself. I came back from winter break was coming back from winter break was difficult, not just for me, but also for the rest of my classmates. Hearing about Sean's passing was devastating to me. I remember calling Jayla. We were both bawling our eyes out. We talked about how Sean was the person everyone wanted to be around, the person, the person to make everyone laugh, and was a great friend to everyone. He came in contact with our BMS community, came together during this time, giving each one of us a shoulder to lean on. Now I could look back on our memories about Sean, not with pain or a heavy heart, but with joy and peace, knowing we got to spend so much wonderful time together. These experiences made me into someone who wants to look out for others, especially the 6th graders who were just as unsure as I was. I try to be the person I needed back then, a mentor, a helper, a leader. That's something I'm proud of. Middle school wasn't just a place, it was a chapter, messy, emotional, unforgettable chapter, full of laughter, tears, risk, and rewards. I walked in afraid to speak. I'm leaving out with a voice. I'm leaving as someone stronger who knows how to stand tall, even when the climb is steep. There are so many people who have helped me on my journey. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Brake, Miss Blanco, Miss Wyndham, Miss Blanton, Mr. Harper, Mr. Ryan, Miss Williamson, Miss Hardy, and so many more. You've all supported me, cared for me, and believed in me when no one else did. It helped me believe in myself. This is who I became, and I won't change a thing. Thank you. Please welcome Dr. Weiner back to the stage.
All right, it is that time in the evening that we go to grant the certificates to our amazing class. Before we start today, obviously, wanted to share a little something with all of you. For those of you who don't know, we lost our beloved Sean Banks, a dear student, a wonderful kid, just the world. And he can't be here with us in body, but we know that he's here in spirit. And when we thought about what to do to really commemorate him, the students had a lot of really good ideas about what we wanted to do for Sean. So what you see has been the students really put together. Before we start and do anything, I thought to myself, let's do think about if Sean were here, right? Like if Sean were actually here. If Sean were here, he would be sharply dressed with his shoes matching his outfit perfectly. Those of you who remember Sean, he was dressed to the nines. If Sean was here, he would have just returned from playing in a baseball game that he was very proud of his performance. He was an avid baseball player, and he was loved by his teammates and loved the sport. If Sean were here, he would be questioning me about some of the school rules that he disagreed with. For those of you who know Sean, he was our little lawyer in the making. There was nothing that went unquestioned by him or nothing that he didn't challenge or want to investigate. He was known for having the little lawyer briefcase with him, for those of you who remember him in the halls. And lastly, what would he be singing? He would actually be singing Ice Cube's song, "It Was a Good Day," on his way to the promotion. Those of you who know Sean, it was his favorite song. It was his favorite song of all time. So what we're going to do is, before we begin the conference of the certificates, we're going to first and foremost honor Sean. Now, what I'd like to do is, if the staff would come forward, what we're going to do is, once we give the diploma to his brother, we've got, for the family that will be taken down, this is a poster of Ice Cube, and it says it was a very good day, and it's got the date of our promotion ceremony tonight. So we'll give that to the parents. Yeah, thank you. And then we have 2 baseballs down there, one for each parent. And then underneath here, we also have this is a photo book of Sean. We're fortunate Sean was with us since elementary school. So a collection of photos of Sean, all the way leading up till now. So if you all would just stay put until we call up. And at this time, I would like to give a diploma to Sean Banks. With that, I'd like to call Chris Robin up to the stage for the calling of the names.
All right. You guys ready? All right. First up, we have Miles Bakai. Hey, Miles, left me hanging, man.
He's doing the right thing.
Jayla Bradley. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging. Melvin Brown. Melvin. Don't forget to give me Nux on the way out. Ellie Burlage. Good job, Ellie. Rose Butler. Kennedy Carter. Kenneth Carter. Matthew Challen. Olivia Chang. Good job, Olivia. All right. That's all right. Tavian Chapman. Chloe Cossey. Christian Coulter. Aya Finn. Ella Garnholtz. Charles Gianetto. Jude Glass. Nolan Glines. Vivian Gould. Claudia Harold. Claudia Hunniger. Jasper Holmes. Vitaly Ivanchikov. Michael Kilday. Zofia Kulikowski. Ruben Langhorst. Yushwin Lee. Lucy Marintet. Xander McMullen. Elliot Naert. Spencer Nelson. Alex O'Neill. Camilla Patterson. Valentine Powers. Jaden Probst. Brooklyn Center. Zoe Smith. Tommy Spall. Quentin Thompson. Abdul Wase. Isabella Way. Jack White. Ariel Willis. And Max Yao.
All right, at this time, I would like the Brentwood Middle School students to please stand up. Give them a big round of applause. And stay standing. I would like to present to Dr. Ed Johnson from the high school, Brentwood Middle School's 8th grade class.
You guys can have a seat. Thank you. Thank you. So first and foremost, congratulations. This evening, we celebrate a very important milestone, your successful completion of middle school and your promotion to high school. On behalf of our entire staff, it is my absolute pleasure to officially welcome you to the next chapter of your educational journey as incoming freshmen for the Brentwood High School journey. With that welcome comes an invitation and a challenge. As young men and women, we expect you to enter high school ready to grow as scholars, demonstrate strong character, and contribute meaningful to the Brentwood High School community. BMS class of 2025, we invite you to join us in protecting the pride, legacy, and rich tradition of Brentwood High School. Let me offer you a few pieces of advice as you take your next step. First, embrace this opportunity to invest in your education. High school is more than just the next grade level. It's a critical stage that will shape your future. The choices you make over the next 4 years will open doors to college, careers, and lifelong success. As students, be bold and curious. Be willing to take risk, and don't shy away from academic challenges. Remember, you cannot discover your full potential unless you are willing to step outside of your comfort zone. At Brentwood High School, our number one non-negotiable is to stay committed consistently to giving your best effort. When school gets hard, and trust me, it will, embrace the struggle. That's where growth happens. As members of our school community, show respect and kindness because it goes a long way. Continue the BMS gold standard of excellence in all you do and say. Be intentional about the goals you set and hold yourself accountable to them. Our goal at Brentwood High School is to prepare each of you to be college and career ready, okay? So 4 years from now, you guys will gather again right here on this very stage for your high school graduation. And when we do, each of you will have a plan, a purpose, and a path forward. I'll warn you, these next 4 years will fly by, so make them count. Dr. Weiner, I couldn't be more excited to welcome this outstanding group of young men and women to our school. To the BMS staff, thank you for instilling in this class the core values of kindness, perseverance, grit, integrity, resilience, and respect. I stand here with great confidence, knowing that the future of Brentwood High School is bright because of the leadership, heart, and service that this class will bring to our student body. And finally, to those who will be moving on and not joining us at BHS, please know this: you are and always will be a part of our Brentwood family. Wishing you all the very best on your journey. Thank you.
Fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell, brand new shoes, walking blues, climb the fence, books and pens, I can tell that we are gonna be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Walk with me, Susie Lee, through the park and by the tree. We will rest upon the ground and look at all the bugs we found. Safely walk to school without a sound. Safely walk to school without a sound. Here we are, no one else. We walk to school all by ourselves. There's dirt on our uniforms from chasing all the ants and worms. We clean up and now it's time to learn. We clean up and now it's time to learn. Numbers, letters, learn to spell, nouns and books and show and tell. Playtime we will throw the ball back Teacher marks I'll hide against the wall. Teacher marks I'll hide against the wall. We don't notice any time pass. We don't notice anything. We sit side by side in every class. Teacher thinks that I sound funny, but she likes the way you sing. Tonight I'll dream while I'm in bed, when silly thoughts go through my head about the bugs and alphabet. When I wake tomorrow I'll bet that you and I will walk together again. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Yes, I can tell that we are gonna be friends. If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. You'll always have my shoulder. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. You know you can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. You can count on me 'cause I can count on you. May you have auspiciousness and causes of success. May you have the confidence to always do your best. May you take no effort in your being generous, sharing what you can, nothing more, nothing less. May you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always lead from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you get to rest, may you catch your breath. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. slap bracelet. May you keep the chaos and the clutter off your desk. May you have unquestionable health and less stress. Having no possessions, though immeasurable wealth. May you get a gold star on your next test. May your educated guesses always be correct. And may you win prizes shining like diamonds. May you really own it each moment to the next. Or may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. Or may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Oh. Well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we're gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass.
It was a great slideshow, huh? Yeah, it was amazing. Hey, before we leave, we have closing remarks coming up here from Isabella, so I'm going to let her close out today. But I wanted to, But I wanted to honor the amazing teachers that these students have. These teachers are dedicated. They give so much every day to the kids. They would not be, we would not be as a school what we would be without them. So let's give them a big round of applause, the teachers. And with that, I will hand it over to Isabella.
Middle school isn't just the grade you're in. It's a completely new stage in your life. Middle school was when I had my first big fight with my parents, my first time being stressed over a homework assignment, my first school dance, and so many more firsts. The morning of the first day of sixth grade, I lay in my cold bed, turning side to side. I couldn't get my pounding heart to stop. It was only 5 in the morning, and I couldn't help counting down the hours until I would step foot inside the middle school. My mind raced with screaming thoughts. Would things go right? Would my first day of middle school resemble a dramatic school movie? But most of all, I was excited. I could not wait to meet new people, new teachers, discover new classes, and just to have a new start. My first day was all over the place. I struggled with my locker. I got lost in the halls. We did icebreaker after icebreaker after icebreaker. I even met the notoriously harsh social studies teacher, Mr. Harris. Despite all that, the most memorable part of my day was lunch. The cafeteria was packed. A stampede of starving students had spawned out of nowhere. I was immediately overwhelmed by all the different options of food, drinks, and snacks. It was a fact that I could pick whatever I wanted from here that made me feel more independent. The line to the registry took a lifetime to get through. The kids fumbled on the keypad, desperately trying to remember their lunch code. Soon after, I went to sit down for my first of the endless lunches I'd be having here at BEMS. My lunch tables changed with me throughout my 3 years in middle school. In my mind, middle school was measured by lunch tables. My 6th grade lunch table was a stereotypical middle school lunch table. I barely knew the people I was next to, but I knew I didn't want them to think badly of me. I would eat silently while listening to them rant, usually about something I had no interest in or clue about. I would keep to myself. 7th grade rolls around, and this year my lunch table was full, loud, and everything I wanted at the time. I participated in all the discussions, and I never felt awkward. I spent the whole school day looking forward to lunch, not because of the food, but because I couldn't wait to sit down at the table and start cracking jokes with my friends. I'd never belonged somewhere more. Lunch was my place. The short 30 minutes of lunch we had together would result in my stomach aching as if I did an intense 10-minute ab workout from laughing. Finally, in 8th grade, my lunch table looks different from last year too.
I sit at a smaller table with a few close friends with whom I feel like I have a genuine, deep connection with. We aren't always laughing like my table last year, but I learned that it doesn't mean my friendship with them is any less fun. In a way, I feel like my lunch tables throughout the years reflected who I was at the time. In 6th grade, I was still figuring everything out, and everything was so new to me, just like the people next to me at my table. It took some time adjusting and getting comfortable. I was insecure, but at the same time, I wanted people to like me. In 7th grade, I thought that I was settled in. I was confident, but my happiness was solely dependent on my friendships. I was social, going out with friends nearly every day. Now, in 8th grade, I've learned that having a smaller circle is okay. I'm not as social or as bold as before, and I cherish the time I spend alone a lot more. My happiness no longer depends on other people, and I can be content and feel fulfilled even just by myself. And just like that, my middle school journey is coming to an end. 3 field days, countless games of mat ball, dozens of spirit weeks, lots of AMI days, and hundreds of inside jokes later. For every bad moment, there are twice as many good ones. School isn't just a place to learn, it's a place to connect, to seek out new experiences, and grow. The kids who were once a big group of unfamiliar strangers are now a familiar community. Teachers have impacted me, friendships have shaped who I am today, and I've gotten to know myself so much better. I've grown as a person. Although it's bittersweet having to close this chapter of my life, I look forward to high school. I look forward to new opportunities, new friendships, new teachers, new experiences, and a new me, and of course, new lunch tables. Yeah. Thank you for joining us this evening. Please join us in the Commons for reception immediately after tonight's ceremony. Good night.